the bartender was like, oh, yeah, so there's a wet t-shirt happening at the same time. So why don't you guys go and do jokes, and then we'll send out some wet t-shirts, and then you guys do some more jokes. Oh, man, isn't it crazy when you go see the movies? Go! Show me
Hey, I'm Sean Hill, a DJ and radio host on The Edge, and I love stand-up comedy. A couple years ago, I faced my biggest fear and did my first open mic. I was hooked. In May this year, I'm doing my first ever full-hour show at the New Zealand Comedy Festival, and to be honest with you, I'm absolutely shitting myself. So come with me as I chat to the biggest comedians in the game looking for advice, wisdom, and let's be honest, a good yarn. Welcome to The Comedy Club.
The raw gigs and the open mic gigs are the hardest gigs. That's the hardest audience you're ever going to play to. They haven't come to see you.
Yeah.
They don't know you. They are probably angry.
They're always drunk.
Well, they're sometimes
really drunk.
like sometimes they're like really supportive, but they're only really supportive of the people that they've come to see their friend.
Yeah.
So, or they didn't know it was on, and they've come to have a chat with their friend, and they're annoyed that there's some freaking comedy gig on which they didn't pay for.
Yeah.
It's a really hard room. So like you should feel confident in that the hardest gigs you're ever going to do are these ones you're doing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when they convert, I can't do them anymore. I won't say that because I will still do some of them, but like when they convert a bar into a comedy night and no one realizes, those are the worst.
Oh,
I do feel like there's going to be some kind of investment in people, like even if it's just like $5, just so people feel like they're invested in the show and they want to be made to laugh. But dude, we had one. It was at a bar in Ponsonby, and like there were probably 10 people in the room, and they're like, and now we're doing the stand-up night, and everyone was like, what? There were mates, like after work drinks, friends trying to chat, and like one table just got up and left and went outside, and then the other table, it was like the only 6 people that were left were like, we can't leave now because if we leave, we're the entire audience.
Yeah.
And they were just trying to, as quietly as possible, keep their conversation going while there were more comedians than people in the room.
Yeah. Well, I once was in a gig that got double booked with a wet t-shirt competition. So, like, we arrived.
Where was this gig?
This was in, I think, the calm city of Palmerston North. And we went in, it was a university comedy champs. And we all turned up, a bunch of really cool university theatre sports and comedian types. And the bartender was like, oh, yeah, so there's a wet t-shirt happening at the same time. So why don't you guys go and do jokes, and then we'll send out some wet t-shirts, and then you guys do some more jokes. So it was like a bunch of tradies in the audience wanting to see boobs, and then like a 18-year-old nervous wreck from like the South Island coming out and going, oh man, isn't it crazy when you go see the movies? Fuck off! Show me your tits! Show me your fucking tits!
You just concluded the set by pouring water on yourself.
Oh, I wish that would have been funny. And instead, we all just basically cried. And but yeah, I think all 6 of us went out and did a set. But yeah.
Oh, bro, is that the worst gig you've ever done?
No, I think the worst gig I ever did was in West Auckland, and it was a similar thing. When you say converting a bar to a comedy gig is a bold choice of words. So they'd put a microphone in the corner. And and I'm going to say a dimly lit corner. So you like your eyes weren't
They're
even
hiding the gig.
Yeah. And they just stopped the music, and everyone just went, what's going on? And then someone just started talking in the corner. And that's the first time my brother and his fiance at the time came to see me do stand up, and it was not good. And I was staring at my brother, who's a plastic surgeon. I don't know if that's important, but he's doing all right.
No,
watching his brother die at a West Auckland a pub, man, and everyone just started talking, and I was like, ugh, this sucks so much. Yeah.
What's with that? My brother, the first time my brother came to see me do comedy was 6 months ago, and it was the worst gig I've ever done as well. It was at a K Road bar, and it was the first time I'd done the gig, and it was like on the bottom floor, and there were 10 people, but it was one of those gigs that just went too long. Actually, it wasn't a bad gig,
Yeah.
But I was on like 10th. On a Thursday night, people had been there for 2.5 hours. They just wanted to go home. People were yawning into their beers, like the 7 people that were there. And then I got up after 3 people who bombed, and just you couldn't have like. I don't reckon Die Hemwood could have saved the room. It was pretty. Everyone just wanted to go home.
Sometimes these gigs, people are like, let's put more people on, and I'm like, let's finish this half an hour ago. Like it's too long.
Yeah.
Like it's too much of a mental investment. I did a show. I did a lineup gig, and the guy was just throwing people on the bill, and he wanted me to finish it. And the guy before me was a newbie, and he shared a harrowing story of, I'm going to say, abuse that occurred to him that wasn't funny. He was trying to do it as jokes, and it was pretty it became pretty clear it was real.
Oh God.
And he was trying to do it as jokes, and then he sort of had a bit of a breakdown during it. And like the audience, who it was like 11:30 at night, to their credit, were wasted. Were all shouting out stuff like, "You're doing great, mate." And it was a really beautiful thing. And then he to his credit, he kept going, and he kind of worked his way through it. And then and then the MC came and got him off, and he got him a round of applause. And then he was like, mental health's really important. All right, up next, Josh Thomson. And then I was like, he came out with some very stuff about Bed Bath and Beyond. So it was just it's really strange. That, and I did a corporate gig once where I turned up and there was like an ambulance outside, and I went in and the guy went, "Are you okay? Everything's okay? Yeah, we're having a great time. I'm just going to say something before you get up." And then the boss went up and said, "Hey, thanks for coming. Now we'll see this." I'm not going to say John Doe. Yes, he has collapsed. He's now with the ambulance now, and they're taking him to hospital. Is the best place. I know that a lot of you here are related to him. He's like everybody's favourite uncle and grandfather, and just know that hopefully they're doing the best thing that they can for him. And here we have Josh Thomson, a comedian who's now going to do 30 minutes. And then I went on stage and tried to tell jokes for half an hour, but everyone was so shell shocked. So a guy had fainted, and an older guy, and it was everyone was really nice, but it was.
Oh, dude, that sucks. Did you get them back at all after 10
No,
minutes?
not really. No, I mean, it was a corporate night, so I had to do things like there was they got me to do like a game show, so I brought up some people and was interviewing them on stage, and I asked one guy a question, and he said, I was like, "Who's the most inspirational person to you?" And he said, "John Doe." And I was like, "Oh, who's?" And he's like, "Oh, the guy that's." "Oh, right. Oh, okay. So why is he so inspirational to you?" "Oh, he's my my grandfather." And I was like, "Okay, are a lot of people related to that guy?" And everyone's like, "Yep." And I was like, "Is everyone feeling okay? Should we just chat to each other?" Is it trying to steer it away from doing it? Yeah, because
it's the right thing to do. It's just at that moment, go, I'm not actually trying to be funny right now.
No. I mean, I'm laughing now because purely from a selfish performer's point of view, it's the worst.
Have you talked about this on stage?
No, not yet.
It's a bit in it somewhere.
Surely there's a bit in there. But
it's a funny story. It's a very funny story.
Yeah, I just kind of want to make sure the guy was okay first before I come out too hot with.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, if he actually is fast. But there's something in I don't know. This is I'm just talking about the worst gig. There's no way this gig can be worse than this time.
Yeah.
Tell that story. That's a pretty good story.